How's it going, everyone? It's Mask here, hanging out with my Valentine to bring you guys the news. Now, I know it's been quite a while since I actually thumbed through the updates and really talked about them, give my opinions on them. I'm a ton of updates behind. I'm not going to touch on them all, but I'm going to browse through and just sort of touch on some of the stuff that's really stuck out to me. Of course, there's been so many cards. There's been the shop changes, cards being added. A lot of those I've missed. If some pop up, I'm going to start here, go through the 2 pages. If some pop up, then I'll talk about them. But there are all those PvP glitches that they were finally addressing. Oh, this actually, none of these cards I have. This is a good one for me to start on. So we have Psychokinesis. They're trying to give psychic types more support. You control a psychic type monster, target one card in the field, destroy it, and if you do, take 1,000 damage. Pretty cool. I mean, if you have in a psychic deck, it's basically a stamping destruction for dragons. I know you take 1,000 damage, but that's in all psychic things cost you life points. And if you can, it's like a stamping destruction for anything, any card on the field, including monsters, which is wicked. That actually is, as long as you have the field spell up that's protecting you, go for it. All part of the wombo. Instantly thinking last gamble potential. We have Hazy Flame Sphinx, only if you have the field spell, obviously. Hazy Flame Sphinx. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if it was declared card, if it was the declared card type, you can special summon one fire monster from your hand or graveyard. You can only use the effect of Hazy Flame Sphinx once per turn. That's interesting. The graveyard one, the fact that you can do it from the graveyard is pretty cool. If you send a fire monster from your deck to the graveyard, call it, and then get to special summon it, that's fairly neat. Seems kind of gimmicky for me though, and it's a tribute summon. I'm not sure if I'd get a whole lot of use out of it. Magna/Dragon, because we needed more dragons in the current meta. You can send one face-up continuous spell card you control to the graveyard to destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls. So it's like a not quite as good Dark Storm Dragon, I believe. I'm probably saying that one right, but it is only a 1 tribute, which is nice. Decent 2,400, still has a crux of only 1,200 defense. Mausoleum of the Emperor. During any main phase, the turn player can pay 1,000 life points times the number of monsters normally needed for the tribute summon of a monster, max 2,000. Okay, right, and then, yeah, max 2,000. The player normal summons or sets the monster without tributing. This is their one normal set or summon for that turn. This is not a tribute summon, and it does not count as a tribute summon. Wow. Restart emotion in a card. That is pretty cool. Actually, I could certainly see using this. Continuous spell card. During any main phase, turn player can pay 1,000. Your opponent can use it though, which is unfortunate. But that is pretty neat. Actually, I'd almost see that there's some farming potential in this card in the sense that it lowers your life for you. So you could use this, pay 1,000 life points, and get your Circuit out without tributing, essentially. In other methods, it's also a life point lowering method as well as a tribute summoning method. So I see farming potential in this card, certainly. Nope, I didn't want to ditch the news altogether. Lose my spot. We were on page 2, I'm pretty sure. This was this card trader inventory update. Perfect. The rank duel update is fantastic. I'm loving duelathons actually because they just give you a healthy amount of gold and gems. That I love. We have the Dawn of Destiny new card mini box. We got a pack opening on that. Lots of my thoughts on the mini box are in there. Super Joey back. Obviously, the Super Joey event's going on right now. Red Eye's Insight going to be such a meta-defining card because if Red Eyes weren't strong enough already, send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard and add a Red Eyes spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Hello, Red Eyes Spirit. Hello, send a card to the graveyard. Oh, McGear01. I love having my my follows live linked while I'm recording, and you still sneak a couple in there. Welcome. Red Eye Spirit, of course, there. And then the rest of them we've seen before. Divine Knight Ishzark. It has showed up in farms that I've made. Get your hands on that. You're going to want to. A great card because it bypasses any kind of graveyard effect. It was a super contributor in the Bakura farms because of how much graveyard interaction he had. Surveys. Always do your surveys, guys. I've never seen... Konami actually does so much every player who logs in during the survey period as a sign of our gratitude. So, and Konami listens to the surveys. They totally have. I encourage all of you guys, please complete the surveys. In fact, what do you got? If we go to survey, oh, look at this. Please give your feedback on YuGiOh Duel Links. What do you look forward to most when playing Duel Links? I actually like PvE and PvE events. Oh, and PvP and PvP events. Collecting cards, building decks, sure. And the story and the characters, I actually don't care for too much. Not that I don't care for them, I think they just haven't really been existent. That's why in Duel Links, I don't look forward to the story and the characters, because I don't feel like they've done too great of a job with them. Not too... I'll stand by that. What fixes, features, etc. would you like to see in the future? Please, please, please update and fix the friends list. Add more slots. Also, when challenging a friend to a duel, when you back out of that menu, make it take you back to your friends list and not to the PvP menu. Thanks. Find it. Mask. Other comments regarding Duel Links you'd like to share? Oh, money. Plus gems. This is like when you're sending a text to your wife or your girlfriend, and you kind of just write stuff out like this. And you back it up, and then you're like, "Love you, honey." Like, oh wait, I am talking to Konami, not my wife. See above comments. Perfect. Submit. Always submit your surveys, guys. Do them. They're so great. The Haze, Flames, Phoenix. Regardless of which monster is selected from the list, the leftmost monster is special summoned. Regardless of what position is selected, it is also special summoned in the face down defense position. Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes it totally useless. That's hilarious. Version 1.7.1, it nerfed farming decks. It made the attacking on the election 1.7.0 that made the AIs attack on the second last turn, which is something we abused for so many farming decks, which is unfortunate. And it also changed interaction with gift exchange and Teia's surprise present skill, which I was actually disappointed in Konami for, because we had a lot of fun with that, and I feel like the skill is now kind of useless because it's not viable in PvP unless you're playing against someone who actually is dumb enough to flip the card over. Structure decks are now available. There was a big structure deck update. Dragonic Force, I would say, being the better of the two structure decks. But the thing that I would encourage you guys is to not look at them as pre-made decks, but instead to look at them as bundles of cards available under the same package. It's just like a big pack of cards. Like a starter deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! You never picked the starter deck and just played with it. You got it because it came with some cards that you probably want. Sale underway. Obviously, there's a sale going on right now because of the drop of the new box. The win and you'll gain a rank, and lose and you'll lose a rank messages have been appearing in duels that will not result in a rank up or rank down. We apologize for inconvenience. And I love how they own up to the second they know something's going wrong, Konami actually just owns up to it. We know what's happening, guys. We're going to do our best to fix it. Sorry. I like that. No wishy-washy, no hiding, no like, oh, it's not going on. You're just crazy. It's probably just you. New legendary duelist. Attention duelist, a new character in Duel World. I've prepared quite a show for you. I wonder who it is. I know there's a lot of people that are just dreaming and wishing it's Merrick, and I have my doubts. Some people are talking about a small character like I can't remember the name of him now, unfortunately. But nowhere here do they say that it's an unlockable character. I'm not going to get my hopes up for that. Foil cards will be... This is the huge one, guys. Foil cards will be available at the card trade. This is going to be sick. Will also make me regret getting my Cerberus for my first KC Cup experience. But it's been a long time, and he's ran his way through a lot of farms, so it's not the worst thing. You can get a Prismatic Roku, and there's just so many awesome things. So... Obviously, it's going to take a copy of said card sold at the card trader. I think you spend the card that's sold, and jewels required to upgrade the card. So I'm actually probably going to start buying extras of cards from the card trader, and that's going to be a sink of how to use up all of our extra gold. Yo, Konami, props. Honestly, it's now going to take, like, to get full prismatic sets of stuff, you'll have to buy, because it takes 1 to upgrade to glossy. So you'll have to buy 9 copies of every card in the card trader. Upgrade all your cards to prismatic. What? To have 3 copies of every card in the card trader at prismatic level, it takes 9 copies of each card. I've already struggled to get 3 copies of each card. I feel so gold deprived. But it is pretty hyped though. I'm really looking forward. In fact, I'm going to the card trader right now, and if there's any jars of greed in the card trader, I'm just buying them. Prismatic jars of greed would be some of the most broken things for farming. Ooh, we farm with that. That's tempting right now. I don't want to buy expensive stuff though, because I am jumping the gun at assuming. There's no jars of greed in here. Come on. Poly? Ooh, maybe I'll buy a poly. Sweet stuff. I'm waiting for the update to hit. I don't have enough gold to throw around just to be, but I have a pretty good feeling that's how it's gonna work. But to be honest with you, I would just burn. I have 3 polys right now. I just burn them down to 1 prismatic one. I never run more than 1. Oh, I do run 2 polys in my fusion decks though. When does it say that's going live? July 20th, 6 days. We'll have lots of time to, more stuff to pop up in the card trader. I will be buying any jars of greed that I see. No problem though. Please check the details. They've limited Restructure Revolution to only 1 card in the deck. It made Teoburn a little bit less consistent. You can still lose to Teoburn though, unfortunately. Definitely still can lose to it. I'm looking forward to them updating this list in the future. The fact that it's here, the fact that they're using it now, just shows that they are paying attention to PvP. They want it to be balanced, along with the skill rebalancing, which is right here. So they're changing Harpy's Hunting Ground, putting the field spell on top of your deck instead of putting it in your deck. It's still unknown if Weevil's Parasite skill will shuffle that. Personally, I don't think it will, because they'll probably just make Harpy's Hunting Ground activate second. There is definitely activation priorities in certain skills. For example, Restart always goes before Parasite Infestation, because, well, Parasite has to be done after you dealt your opening hand. So like, there's definitely skill order prioritization. It's not necessarily turn order. So I have a feeling they'll just make Harpy's Hunting Ground go last to guarantee that it is on top of your deck. But that being said, if you go second in the duel, the person who going first could certainly mess you up. For example, the whistle would certainly not, or shuffle your deck and make your Harpy's Hunting Ground lost in it. And yeah, I guess people are saying it is kind of like a -1 because you know, to how it was before, but I feel like it gives you the opportunity to abuse the field spell. You get to choose when to use it, because there are certainly duels where you didn't need it on turn 1 or 2. So guarantees it being worth something. You can play it, then you can play a Harpy and target a back row. So there's some pros to it, certainly some cons. I think it'll still be usable. Weevil's Parasite skill, I wasn't a big fan of this nerf. I feel like if it's a 50-50 split between 1 and 2 now, it's a little too hard. I was quite a fan of the skill itself. 3 Parasites was always unfair. 1 kind of just sucked way too much. Personally, I would say I think this skill should be guaranteed every time 2 Parasites in the deck. Take the RNG factor out of it. Shizu's Ishtar skill, Fairy Smile. Wow, out of all the character-specific skills, okay, Fairy Smile was the least used, which reflected on Shizu being a duelist without many strong points to speak of. In response, the amount of skill heals has been increased. Oh, they didn't actually say how much. Interesting. And then I love this. I think this is fair. I think the 2000 was way too meta-defining. I'm definitely behind the nerf to Paradox Brothers skill. We have My Valentine's Harp. Oh, yeah. So there's the update. Oh, the details. Okay. If you normal draw a fairy type monster, you recover 500 life points. Updated. If you show it to them, you recover 1,000. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. If you have like 9 fairies in your deck, that's 9,000 points of healing. You could really abuse some cards that cost life points. That's actually nuts. once per turn. That's fine. And this is every draw. Like, you could have 9, 10, 11, 12 fairies in your deck, and you're healing for, like, yeah, up to 12,000 over the course of a duel. That's crazy. All of a sudden, you're playing 5-card format, HP pool. You could use you could use things that interact with life points over 8,000. Like, there's some troll meme cards in the game still that it's like, oh yeah, you could activate this if you have 9,000 life points. What? Woo! Anyhow, that is the updates. I'm super hyped about the card trader updates. I think that's going to be really awesome, giving us access to prismatic versions of all the cards in the card trader. I immediately look to farming, like, because that's where you're going to most use your Wonder Wands. Anything with card draw is wonderful to get prismatic copies of. Polymerization, I'd love a prismatic because it is you fusion summon a lot while farming. Anybody can get their hands on a prismatic field spell. Any prismatic field spell, because random field spells for storm fodder show up in some farms that we create. There's just this. I'm sure there's plenty more. Yeah, that Jar of Greed, obviously, any card draw. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited with the direction the game's going. It's taken a while to kind of recover from the smack in the face, the punch in the gut that the World Championship qualifiers left behind. But I think we're doing good. And yeah, until next time, guys. Thanks for checking this out. The games, the updates, and that's what's going on right now. But don't forget, as always, stay classy.